on with a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking...
Shut up, fool.
There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
You can't handle the truth.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You lose. Good day, sir.
And welcome everybody once again to Undefined Forces. It is Monday, September 29th. That's right. 2 days of September left. That's it. Just 2 days. And we'll be in October. Officially then, the greatest 3 months following on our planet, without question. I love this season. The only problem I have with it is it's too freaking hot. It's too hot. But that's something we got to deal with. Hope everybody had a great weekend. It was an interesting one. It was an interesting weekend right now. If you've got some weekend stories you'd like to share, you can always hit us up in the comment section. Let's do it. I tell you what, if you'd like to be a part of the stream in the mornings, all you got to do is hit me up. I'll bring you on live. I will bring you on live and we can discuss it. Absolutely, we can discuss it. Now, some of you are going to say, well, so when do I plan that out? You can plan to send me a message. I can get you on live right now. That's right. I'll do it. I'm not afraid. Not afraid. You shouldn't be either. But I do hope y'all had a good, safe, happy weekend. Had a fun weekend. It was a beautiful weekend. That was for sure. That is for sure. Friday night found us down in Winona as North Delta took on Winona Christian. And I got to tell you, a happy camper I was not. And not because of the score of the game. So when we get down to Winona, right, we get down there and it is packed. They probably had a couple thousand people at that game on the Winona side. I mean, it was end to end. It was packed on their side. I don't know what they had going on, but my God, it was a lot. It was a lot. Hey, good morning, Mark. It was a ton. And so we go to find out where the press box is. That guy looks at me. Then he looks down at Alan. He goes, we're not going to have room for y'all up here. I mean, it's pretty much full because we're filming and everything. I'm like, really? You don't have room for your opponent's broadcasting? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Like, was there room on the other side or something like, oh, yeah, we got a place for y'all up there at the top of the bleachers. You'll see it. So we walk all the way around the track to sit with the visiting team, which, you know what? I prefer it anyway. We make our way up to the top of the bleachers to their visiting team's press box, and I use all of that loosely. Get up there, and basically all it is a glorified top row of the bleachers with a bar, one bar all the way around to keep it from falling out. I mean, you have to try not to fall out, but that's supposedly what it's for. It had a little roof over it. It had no sides or anything, so if it rains and you were trying to do all your equipment stuff over there, you couldn't if you're the visiting team. Luckily, it didn't rain. It was a beautiful night. It really was a gorgeous night. So we're standing there. We had to go old school and dial everything in. I mean, we literally had to phone it in, and that was it. We couldn't hook any of our stuff up. It was tough. So we have a lot of sponsors for our football games, so we have to do cold reads for all of that all night long. We have to do cold reads for it. We got all these great commercials that we'd already put together. What's up, Zen? Good morning, man. And so, you know, you put a lot of time and production into these commercials that you can't play because this is the only one we've got to this year, the only stadium we got to this year where they were not welcoming in that regard and had no place for us, right? That's fine. It happens. We're going to go ahead and deal with it. And we did. And I got to tell you, though, it was fun sitting on the North Delta side and calling the game because North Delta travels well. Their fans do. And it was a lot of fun being there because they're cheering every time the team did something good. The score really didn't indicate how good the football game was from North Delta side of it. Third quarter could have been a little bit better. Second quarter could have been a little bit better. But we had a great time. And Winona Christian did put on a show at halftime. Every child in that town was on that football field at halftime. Every child in that city was on the field at halftime. And then they had like a 4th of July fireworks display going off. It was wild. Scared Alan. I thought he was going to fall out of the deer stand. I mean, it was funny, but it was a beautiful fireworks display. And yeah, it was by far the most. It was different. It was a different way to call a football game when you're on the road. And thank God this Friday night we will be at home for homecoming back in North Delta. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about being home. I'm finally, after all these road trips, I'm excited about being home and being able to call this game the right way. Man. But we certainly appreciate all of our sponsors, all of our fans, the fans who travel, the fans who listen. We had a huge listenership on Friday night, so we appreciate that. For some reason, we got disconnected from the app, but our backup was still rolling, and everybody got to listen to it. So that was perfect. That's why we have backup systems in case something happens. You try to double down on everything. That way, if one thing goes wrong, you still got something else to rely on. So it was a lot of fun. It was still a lot of fun. Crazy, but a lot of fun. But how was y'all's weekend? Hope it was good. Hope y'all had a good one. Like I said, we did. It was fun. It was pretty cool. But it was so weird. It was so strange. And then, of course, Saturday it's football season. So I really thought Ole Miss was going to get destroyed by LSU, and what a great football game Ole Miss played. Well-earned victory, boy. I've heard some of the people trying to say it wasn't, trying to put it down as if it wasn't. It was a well-earned victory by Ole Miss. They played some good football. They played some really good football this weekend and earned that victory over LSU. Now they're ranked number 4, I think, in the country. So good job, Ole Miss. Alabama beat Georgia. I was surprised by that. That shocked me. And then last night, my Cowboys played, and they didn't lose. And yet they also didn't win. Cowboys. That fits. That sounds right. That sounds right. You didn't lose, but you didn't win either. And that seems like how it goes. That seems like how it goes for us. It does. And that's crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. But hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? This is what you sign up for, buddy. When you're a Cowboys fan, this is what you sign up for. It's one of those things. I don't even get mad about it anymore. I used to be that fan, right? Just get mad about it. Just be angry because my teams couldn't do anything. Just be hot and hostile. And then you realize, okay, buddy, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Just calm yourself down a little bit. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And it is. And it is. It was okay. It was okay. It was fun. I say that. It's bad when I don't even watch the games anymore because I don't want to deal with the heart palpitations that I get. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I don't want to deal with the heart palpitations. So I'm like, all right, Junior, calm down. Just calm down. That's what we do. We just calm down a little bit. Man, the weather though. Like I said, the weather was perfect. And then I look at the weather forecast this morning. I'm not a fan. I know we're not in the 90s, but when you're in the high 88s, you might as well be in the 90s. And it's going to be in the high 88s today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, we get to mid 80s. But good Lord, man. And it's going to be sunny all week. So it's not like it's not going to be pretty outside all week. But 88 is still too hot. 88 is still too hot. I mean, I don't mind the mid 80s, but come on. 88 is still too hot. Give me those upper 70s. That's what I'm waiting on. That's when the fall is truly here. That's when autumn is truly hitting for me, is when we get in those 80s. I mean, those higher 70s. And get out of these 80 degrees, man. That's awful. I hate it. I hate it. I hate those things. So, but that's where we're at. Y'all see I got a new addition in my studio? That's right. I got thing 1 and thing 2 now. Absolutely. Thing 1 and thing 2 in my studio now. There they are, right there. Jen got me this one right here last night. And so they're pretty cool because they both work. Like the one Jen got me is actually radio control. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It works. It works. I don't know why I'm such a fan of things. I always have been because I always love the Addams Family. But those are really cool. They're really cool. Look at them. Sit there all creepy looking. The Fever forcing Game 5 against the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA semifinals. Did they? That's good. That is a good thing because, you know, I forget that WNBA exists. I do. When Caitlin Clark's not in the news, I just forget that it exists. I do. You just forget it exists. Let me look. Yeah, okay. Yep. So they did beat the Aces. Wow. So that series is tied 2-2. Game 5 is coming. That's wild too. And this was without Caitlin Clark. That is wild that they're able to do that. I mean, they're missing a lot of starters too. Well, they're missing a lot of players. Let's say that. But there you go. Boy, it is too bad that Caitlin's out because that could be awesome. That could be awesome for them. The new top 25 is out, guys. So people are not going to be happy about it. But some people are going to be very, very happy about it. What happened to Penn State? What happened to Penn State? That's what I want to know. Well, let's talk about this top 25 real. We kind of have to. We kind of have to talk about this top 25 and what went down here. What went down here? Because I know what the expectation was coming in to the weekend versus what actually happened on that football field. Bobby Petrino overhauls his entire staff. Fires a lot of assistants. Ohio State is number 1. Oregon's number 2. Miami is number 3. Ole Miss jumps to number 4. Oklahoma's 5. Texas A&M is 6. Penn State drops to number 7. Indiana is up to number 8. Texas is at 9. And Alabama is at 10. And you've got 5 SEC teams now in the top 10. Still in the top 10. Georgia dropping out of it kind of hurt a little bit, but Alabama kind of. But look at that. That is wild. Dude, that's wild. That is wild. And you got Georgia and Ole Miss hooking up here in a few weeks. Georgia and Ole Miss about to lock it up in a few weeks. Yeah, USC. I was kind of there were a few games that really surprised me this weekend. There were a few. I mean, the Ole Miss LSU game was a shocker. Oregon Penn State wasn't really a shocker. Oregon's a good football team. So that really didn't shock me as much. But Alabama, Georgia, I was surprised about that one. That one shocked me. Texas A&M almost messed up at the end of that football game, but they still managed to beat Auburn. You had And like I said, the USC Illinois game, I guess that shocked me a little bit, but Illinois is not a bad football team. Illinois is not a bad football team. But I really expected Arkansas to put up a bigger fight against Notre Dame. I think that shocked me more than anything. They didn't put up a bigger fight against Notre Dame. I really expected them to do that, but they did not at all. At all. They put up no fight against them. And boy, there's some heads are rolling in Arkansas today. Heads are rolling in Arkansas today, buddy, just because of a lot of that. And you can't blame it. I understand that. You see it. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I had somebody comment to me the other day about my backgrounds here because I'm already in the Halloween spirit. I am. I'm already in the Halloween spirit. I'm ready for the holidays, folks. I'm ready. My bacon is getting on point. My baking, not my bacon. My baking is getting on point. My bacon's on point, too, when I make it. I just haven't made any bacon in a while. Maybe that's something I'll do for supper tonight. I don't know. But we got some delicious things we're about to try. I do know that. We made some pumpkin chocolate chip cookies the other day. Oh, Jen made those, and then I've tried to make some too to see if we can make them any different. It kind of turned out the same. Did different recipes, and they still turned out the same. So, I agree. Yeah. They should have just kicked that field goal because, look, Alabama was doing nothing in the second half offensively. They did not score in the second half offensively. Georgia could have taken that into overtime and won that football game. But I was surprised they fell as far as they did, though. I mean, I'm really surprised they fell as far as they did. Because you're talking, 12 spots? Is that what they end up falling in the polls? Or 7 spots. I'm sorry, they were 5. They fell 7. But that's what happens, man. We were talking about this last year with Lane Kiffin and his coaching. Lane Kiffin himself and his coaching choices cost Ole Miss 2 football games last season. At least 2 football games last season. And when they were playing LSU, we're like, well, are we going to see another one of those? Are we about to see some more bad coaching decisions here at the late part of the game cost them a football game? And no, called a great football game. And those Ole Miss players were up to the task. They were up to the task. I love seeing it. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. So Ole Miss got to beat LSU on my daughter's birthday weekend. That was great. That was a win all the way around. That's a win all the way around. And here's kind of the thing, because you have so many people around here, especially these LSU fans will brag, talk so much trash, and then when their team loses, it's everybody else's fault, right? Usually no credit to the team that beat them. It's the referee's fault. The grass was growing the wrong way. Artificial turf wasn't laid right. Somebody hocked a loogie in their water. It's always something crazy. There's always a reason. Instead, they just got outplayed, which is what happened. They got outplayed and they got outcoached. They don't want to hear that, but that's true. They got outplayed and outcoached. LSU is a good football team. They'll be right back. I mean, they're not out of this by far yet. So still way too early in the season, but that happens. That kind of stuff happens. But I do agree with that, though. Georgia's decision not to kick cost them. I get you want to have confidence in your football team, but you also don't want to put your team behind the 8 ball to where they're just going to suffer and end up getting beat like that. That was lunacy to me. lunacy to me. And then you watch that Cowboy game last night, and I'm like, what is happening here? I'm like, they're supposed to get destroyed, and then they're not getting destroyed, and they got 3 chances to win, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious to watch. Colts finally suffered their first loss, even though I thought what is this thing with Daniel Jones? I mean, he looks like a whole new quarterback now. Giants beat the Chargers. I mean, Pittsburgh and Minnesota. Yep. Let's see. What else was a decent game yesterday? Atlanta beats Washington, which I really thought Washington was going to handle them. But Jaden was out. Buffalo beating New Orleans was not a surprise. Philadelphia almost fooled around and let Tampa Bay do some damage to them. And what about New England, man? What about New England? What about New England? Drake May threw for 2 touchdowns. I mean, good grief. Good grief. It was good. It was a good football game. It was a good football game yesterday. There was a lot of fun there. A lot of fun footballing that we got to watch and check out. I know I enjoyed a bunch of it, so I ain't complaining. About it. Whenever you get to see good football, that's a lot of fun. It's when you don't get to see good football that's rough. That's the rough part. All right, what's happening around this country right now? So this Michigan church incident, I had so much going on this weekend. I haven't had time to sit back and really look at what's going on here. And so I'm kind of curious what happened this weekend with that, because I really didn't know. I really didn't get to find out exactly what was going on with all of this. And again, it's always hard to know who to believe and which sources to check. And I'm not believing anything the MSDNC puts up. So, finding a reliable news source gets to be tough. So I believe it was, they're saying it was a Marine veteran that was identified as a gunman in the church shooting and setting it on fire. I mean, what a wild thing. What a wild, just these psychotic people are getting out of control. Just getting out of control. And it seems we're getting more and more of this crap. Just getting more and more of these lunatics out here running around. I mean, dang. So he rammed a Chevy Silverado truck into the Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Michigan, Grand Blanc Township. All right. Then he sets the building on fire, which is why? He kills 4 people. I mean, I'm looking at a picture of this guy, and I'm not putting it up. I refuse to put up a lot of these killers' pictures on. I'm not going to do it. There's, yeah, it was. Yeah, dude, it was a Mormon church, and so he drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, fired several rounds at individuals within the church. 10 gunshot victims were transported to local hospitals, including one who died. I mean, there were 2 officers that responded, exchanged gunfire with him, killed the guy. I mean, wow. They believed one person had been killed, a second died, and then 2 other bodies have been recovered from the burned out church. It's just, I mean, why? Just why? That's the thing. That's the long and short of it. Like, why? What happened in your life that drove you so over the edge that you had to do this? These people are just going to church, going about their daily lives, and this is what happens. I mean, it's wild and crazy. What do you do? Just what do you do here? You see these stories. I mean, people are out of control. People are out of control. You know, like here in Memphis, we got the National Guard supposed to be coming in this week. I don't know if that's starting today or what, but here we are. Here we are. I mean, it is wild. And it's just, it is crazy. It is crazy. Like you can't even have a conversation without somebody. If they disagree with you, they're going to start throwing hands. And usually it's a certain type of person that does that. But this whole scene with people, we're learning more and more that people have zero common sense in this country. Zero. It's wild that they just, the lack of common sense. Like we've been seeing it here in Memphis. Memphis is sitting there throwing a fit because the National Guard's coming in, right? Acting like they don't understand what the issue is. Knowing they're always complaining about how violent it is. We all complain about how terrible it is to be in Memphis. How you can't go anywhere because you got all this crime and nobody wants to do anything about it. And then when you try to do something about it, then they start screaming racism and nepotism and all these other isms and stuff. They do. It's amazing the things they've thrown out there. Right? And they don't even know what half of it means. They're just throwing out words. And this is what happens. You let your city get out of control. You point fingers like it's somebody else's fault other than the leadership in the city. And now you have to have outside help to get in. And you're saying you don't need outside help when absolutely, yes, you do. And I'll tell you right now, if I was them, this is how I deal with it. This is exactly how I deal with it. National Guard come in. I'm protecting all of my popular places that tourists want to visit. Bill Street, a lot of these other places, the zoo, a lot of these other places people want to go and visit that you want to keep your tourism hot and coming in. And if those other places want their crime to stay up, then by God, let them deal with it. But I would keep my tourism areas free of crime. Let people be able to come into Memphis right there and enjoy all the tourism and the history that this town has to offer. And if these idiots want to sit out there and keep their own neighborhoods crime-ridden and scummy, that's on them. That's on them. Because they're the ones that are going to be crying later. Well, they won't come over and help us because you said you didn't want them. You said you didn't want their help. You didn't want anybody's help. You could deal with it. You haven't been dealing with it at all this time. And now you say you can deal with it. No, you can't. No, you can't. And you've proven you can't. And I don't know why people are afraid to say that. We see it every day. The people up there say it every day. Every day they're saying it. Memphis is a crap hole. They've let it become a cesspool of thuggery and violence. They have. They've let it become a cesspool of thuggery and violence. There is so much great history in Memphis. I mean, the home of the blues, let's go. That should be preserved, that people should be able to come up there and enjoy and find out about all the rich history we have. But no, We're going to let the thuggery take over everything. Let the criminal element, these out of control hoodlums, come up there and just do whatever they want to do. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? This is the right thing, bringing in the National Guard. I don't care. You're not going to change my mind on it. You're not. You got a different opinion, then show me how your opinion is better. Show me how what you're thinking that we don't need any of that help has done for that city so far. It hasn't. It hasn't. I mean, there are shooting victims all the time, day after day after day after day after day, in and out of these hospitals. Kids who should be able to just play in their own home getting shot because of the thuggery. So don't sit there and tell me Memphis is some kind of fantasy land. It is not. It's a cesspool of violence and criminality, and it needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. And that's what they're trying to do. And I am happy to see it. I am happy to see it. Because I used to love going to Memphis. The historic Beale Street is historic for a reason. Man, you go up there and listen to the blues. It used to be fun. Because you could hang out, do that with people from all walks of life. Didn't matter what country you're from, what nationality, what sex or race you were. You just go up there and you can listen to some good old blues, enjoy the feeling of Beale Street, and just have a good time. Not anymore. Can't do that anymore. It's terrible what Memphis has become. And to hear these people talk about they don't need any help, they got it under control, is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. It's wild to me. It is wild to me. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Man, and there's some good folks up there too. There's some good folks up in Memphis who unfortunately have to live amongst all that. I mean, I know these people. Know these people. Wrestle with these people. Instead, here we go. They have to deal with that. I hate it for them. I do. Yeah, that's the mentality. My opinion is better. I hate you now. Yeah. Which boggles the mind. I remember the time when you could have a disagreement with somebody. You didn't have to agree on the same things, and everything was cool. Everything was cool. I'm like, all right, cool. You can believe that if you want to. I'm still going to believe what I believe. But not anymore. You can't do that anymore. Well, you still can. But now you got these idiots out there resorting to violence. Every time that you don't agree with them, they start throwing their little temper tantrum. I've never seen more adults throw 3-year-old temper tantrums in my life than right now. The time we're living in. It is wild. It's wild. Like you see a lot of these streamers and influencers. And I love being a YouTuber. It's fun. Because you get to do, it's fun. I enjoy it. But I see a lot of these big YouTubers and Twitch guys, these streamers. Here's what they'll do. They go there and they have these hot takes because they built up this audience. Like they built their own echo chamber. They got their echo chamber out there. All right, so they're gassing up their audience. Their audience is gassing them up. And they're getting these hot takes. And you got some of these want to cancel everybody. And then when it switches and they want to get canceled, they start crying. And making excuses as to why they're the victim all of a sudden. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Because you got some total tools out there in the streaming world. You do. Like there are some tools out there in the streaming world. And don't get me started on the comment section of being. So we were having this conversation the other night about doing the YouTube stuff. A buddy of mine wants to do it. And then because I do TikTok and do all kinds of stuff. Because I enjoy doing the stuff. But there's a downside to it, right? The comment section is a downside to it. Because you have a lot of good people, but you got some you got some people in the comment section. You better have thick skin and just ignore them. I like me, I just block them. Like, okay, you say something stupid, you act stupid, you just get blocked. You don't get to comment anymore. So, and then they'll say, well, you just tramped all over his First Amendment rights. No, I didn't. He got to say what he wanted to say. And then I exercise my right not to let him say it on my chat anymore. There you go. I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what the problem is. You got to say your piece. Then you pay the consequences for it. Isn't that how it works? Isn't that how it works? Am I wrong? Am I wrong in that? How dare I? How dare I not let you go here and run me down the whole time because you like the way I look or my opinion on something? Nope. Ain't the kind of community we're building on my stuff. Not the kind of community we're building. I'll delete you in a heartbeat. I will. You gotta get out of here. Gets to go. We'll send you packing, buddy. I don't have time for that. Don't have time for it. But I do want to thank everybody who has contributed to my coffee account. I appreciate that so much. That's been kind of awesome. So when I get a lot of the times when I'll get a request, I'll get people will just buy me a cup of coffee, which has been a cool little thing. It's such a weird thing, but it's also a cool thing, right? It's kind of like a tip jar or anything like that, but it's been pretty cool. That has been a unique little thing. I said, the whole thing is weird and wild. It really is. But there's so many different things out there you can do to make money now. Like I've just gotten into investing. I know nothing about it. So when I had Doc on here Friday and we were talking about it, so Doc got me into investing. We're going to see how that goes. We're going to see how that goes. I just had my first really big buy-in go through. So I'm curious as how that's going to turn out. And I'm excited about that. I mean, I'm excited about it. Trying new things is cool. You got to try new things. I think that's how you live longer, is staying active. You got to stay active if you're going to live longer. You do. You do. You got to stay active if you're going to live longer. Speaking of living longer and being active, if you want to be part of our prayer chain, that thing is really blowing up now. So I just want y'all to know, if you want to be part of that prayer chain, then get on over there to Undefined Radio. Drop your prayers, the name of the person you need the prayers for, whether it's yourself or somebody else. Get that in there. All right. So I can make sure we're included on that prayer list and get you and make sure that your prayers, the person you want prayed for, is being taken care of. That's the big thing. That's the big thing to me. Want to be sure that we're taking care of those who want that. You know what? I need to should I pin that to the top of the Undefined Radio page? I probably should. Probably need to pin that post up there. That way it's easily accessible. People can get to it. Because if not, I will lose that joker so quick. So quick. And we do have a few. But it's amazing to me how quick I have lost the one post. I really have. I've lost the one post with all of my prayer stuff on there. That's aggravating. That's aggravating. Dude, the post I put up there with all these prayer things is gone. And I don't delete it. And the fact that I can't see that post anymore, yeah, there's a problem here. Houston, we definitely have a problem. And the problem is that Chad is an idiot. Let's get this out of the way right now. There's a reason it's a problem. Because I'm a moron. Because I just found it. Exactly where we're supposed to be at. Sitting there. And that's my bad. That's my bad. The issue is me. Let's just get down to it. The issue is me. Oops. All right, we got some interviews coming this week. I hope y'all enjoyed the one with Dr. Mike the other day. I thought it was a great interview. Mike is very business savvy and just a good guy all the way around. I love that guy. And if y'all haven't seen the interview, go to Undefined Radio on the Facebook page. The interview is up, the full interview. It's about 18, 20 minutes long. Definitely worth the time to check it out, especially if you're looking to make some side hustle money. You know, some ideas on how to do that. Yeah, there's a way to do it. I mean, I make money from YouTube. It's a little, it ain't a fortune or anything like that. Just a little bit here and there. TikTok, same way. You can make a side hustle money. You can add a couple $100 a month from each of those to your bank account. I mean, who couldn't deal with that? So Mike has some great strategies for a lot of that stuff. And that dude is more than willing just to sit out there and help you, right? And tell you all about it. Need more people like Doc. Because I know it helps me out. And it's helped me out a ton. What else would y'all like to see on the morning show? Because we're just now, these first couple of weeks, trying to fill it out and see what we want on it. What do you guys want me to go over on this morning show? Are there certain things you want me to talk about? You want me to address? Can't do music on this morning show. Well, look, I could, but it's only through the app that I can do it. I can't do it through Facebook. Facebook just mute the video, and it can get my channel, get my Facebook all messed up. So can't do it. So outside of that, you know what I could do though? Actually, I am a liar. There is some that I can do. I can do indie music, and I love independent music. I do. I love independent music. I am a huge fan of indie artists because they never get, indie artists never get the exposure and the coverage and the stuff that they should get. They don't. They never get that. So what I try to do is we used to have a deal on here where I would do it all the time. And I want to give some shout outs, I think, to these people who sit here and do all of that. More cars flying off cliffs in Alaska. Dude, I got to get back to that. I need to do. I know there's another one. I know there's got to be another one. Dog, I have it's like I know that I have some of this stuff on my computer that I want to play. Like I've got some of these older indie songs, right? That I want y'all to hear because they're so good. Especially like with Roxy Love. I do have a lot of their, and I know I just cannot find it. But I know I have a couple of their singles. I do. And I wanted y'all to hear some of it because I know they're my friends. And they are, for sure. But they're very talented. Like, they're so talented. And I have some of their songs. And I wanted you guys. Here's one. All right, here we go. I got one. And this is how good they are. I'm gonna play this for you, and then we'll get into our In View of Eternity. We get to our prayer chant. We get to all that. But here is Roxy Love, Goodbye to You. This is a great song. Tell me what y'all think.
I told you not to call, but you don't listen at all. And it was you that betrayed me when you decided to cheat. Now you're dead to me. Can't stop thinking about you, 'cause you're always in my head. And in my dreams, you haunt me. I thought I kicked you out of my bed. Just when I think I moved on, there you go and there's that hope. I don't know where to go, but you won't be there when I stop. The hardest thing I'll ever have to do, I gotta say goodbye to you. I'm living, working, there you stand. A dozen roses in your hand. Then the tears roll down my face. All I want is warm embrace. I must take a stand. I can't stop thinking about you, 'cause you're always in my head. In my dreams, you haunt me. I thought I kicked you out of my bed. Just when I think I moved on, there you go and there's that hope. I don't know where to go, but you won't be there when I stop. The hardest thing I'll ever have to do, I gotta say goodbye to you. No, you'll never know just how it feels until it's done to you. Love you way too much to ever wish that upon you. No, not on you. Can't stop thinking about you, 'cause you're always in my head. In my dreams, you haunt me. I thought I kicked you out of my bed. Just when I think I moved on, there you go and there's that hope. I don't know where to go, but you won't be there when I stop. The hardest thing I'll ever have to do, I gotta say goodbye to you.
There you go. That's Goodbye to You from Roxy Love. I love that song. I love that song. I haven't played it in a while. And I love those guys. And that guitar solo you heard on there, we just get it. That's Andy McCullough, one of the baddest guitar players around here. I mean, just smoking good. I love these guys. And I had better make sure that I get these songs downloaded and get them right where they're supposed to be. That way we can play them. So that is what I will probably start doing, is playing some indie music for you guys to hear that you've never heard of. I think that's probably the way to go. So if you have indie music, have indie artists who are not out there publicly, whose music isn't copyrighted, and that we can share and play, that we're allowed to play. Because I dropped my music license on here because it got so expensive and people just don't listen to mainstream music. They just not like this anymore. They don't. They listen to music streaming. They stream their own music, their own playlists, and all that good stuff. So it makes it a lot more difficult. So we're doing this, and we're going to do it this way. This is how we'll keep doing it. So if you got some indie music you want played, somebody wants their music played in the mornings, live on the radio, you drop it to me. Drop it through Undefined Radio, undefinedradio@gmail.com. You can do that, and I will play the stuff. But you got to hit me up. You got to let me know. Otherwise, I can't do it. Zen says, I'm the king of indie music, being I promoted so many indie bands. Dude, Zen has turned me on to so much music. He has done that. Hey, it's time for In View of Eternity. I want to read through this prayer list real quick. So we've got Alan Pounds who says, keep James Burchill and Stephanie Rogers in your prayers. So they're both dealing with a lot of stuff right now. Casey, keep her in your prayers. Tristan, Amanda Grant says, please keep my son Tristan, who was born premature and is in ICU at La Bonheur. Mary McConnell's prayers for his family. Josh Blount needs prayers for himself. His dad could use some prayers. Billy McLean said he needs prayers. Faith Watson needs prayers. And if you need prayers, just let us know. We'll be happy to pray for you. Add you to it. Because right now we're going to play In View of Eternity from Michael Bates. He's got some great ones. And again, I love playing these because there's a lot. And here's one I think is fitting right now. This one is called Quarrels. I'm going to let y'all listen to that. And we'll discuss it on the other side.
Hey, good morning to you, everyone. Hope you're doing well today. How are you when it comes to handling conflict or quarrels or arguments? The book of Proverbs 17, verse 14, tells us this, that the beginning of a quarrel or strife is like letting out water. Some translations say water breaching a dam. And so it is better to stop a conflict before it starts. I know you have probably seen, if not firsthand, you've seen on the television or somewhere where large amounts of water are just breaking out. We've had a lot of flooding even in our own state due to the amounts of rain we've had over the last year. And many times you can see when water breaches, even riverbanks or wherever, and all the flooding and the destruction that takes place, almost uncontrollable at that point. Well, sometimes conflicts and quarrels, rather, can be that way. They escalate. They tend to do a lot of damage. They tend to be uncontrollable after they reach a certain point. So it's best to get on top of those things before they reach a peak, before they reach the breach level. And with cool heads and with calm words and a calm spirit, say, let's work this thing out by healthy communication and a good spiritual mindset. How are you at handling conflict and quarrels? In View of Eternity, thanks for listening. I'm Michael Bates.
And that's so true, right? How often do we get in these conflicts or these quarrels, or we just don't communicate? It's amazing how hard it is to actually communicate with somebody when you're having an issue. It's easy when you're not having an issue, but when you're having an issue with somebody, it can be difficult to communicate that, because a lot of times it leads to tension, and then that leads to your anger, and then it just breaks down all the way around. And the key is to try to not do that. It's the hardest thing, is that. And if we were more communicative, we could probably head off a lot of this stuff at the pass. But it gets difficult. And I'm speaking from experience. It's hard. I know it's always been a hard thing for me personally. So, but I would definitely recommend the talking. It will definitely save you a lot of trauma and turmoil. And you never know what that little bit of communication can do. So, yeah, what a great one from Michael Bates. That's In View of Eternity. But yeah, so just be sure you're communicating as best you can, guys. I think it's important. And because you don't want relationships to end, or friendships to end, or business partnerships to end, or whatever the case may be, just from lack of communication, when simply talking could probably resolve a lot of it. It's true. It's easy to say. It's hard to put into practice. I get that. 100%. I get that. I'm the world's worst. I am. I admit it. It's just true. It's true. But you try to be better. You try to be better. Guys, appreciate y'all tuning in this morning. I'd like to thank all of my great sponsors, by the way. We got Wells Funeral Home, First Security Bank, TVI Fiber, Panola Paper Company, Caldwell Insurance, and of course we got Kudzu Carts. A lot of great sponsors that help keep this thing rolling. Concord Family Medical Center. We appreciate everyone who has contributed over the years to Undefined Radio as we keep rolling, starting a whole new chapter of Undefined Radio that I'm excited about. We're here every morning and going to be here every morning. But if you got some indie music, I don't care where you're from, by the way, send it to me. If you're listening to this, reach out to those people you know who may be artists who just want to hear themselves on the radio. We're going to do it because as we get closer to the holidays, I want some Christmas music sang locally or independently. I say locally, independently. I don't care if you get your child and you want to record it and put your child on the radio. We'll do that. Absolutely, we'll do that. We're just going to have a good time. That's the whole key here behind Undefined Voices. I want y'all to, it's a community station, and that's what we want to do. Speaking of community, again on the 16th, we've got Witches Night Out, I believe it is. Is it Witches Night Out? Every time I think I'm saying it right, I get it wrong. Every time. Let's see if I got this one right or not. I did. Witches Night Out. Let's go. Grab your favorite witches and join us for a ladies' night of fun, shopping, and sipping. That's right. They're going to have wine tastings. After parties going to be at Woodchuck's costume contest. Scary good deals. Enjoy yourself. That will be October the 16th. Go check them out. Get all your fun shopping and stuff done. Get it in and just have a good time. Dress up and have a good time. Enjoy yourselves. Checking out a lot of these other things. Don't see anything really happening so far. Haven't seen anything posted this week. In Baseball, looking for something there. October 11th, they're going to have a paint and sip evening. That will be, I'm trying to find, it's going to be at the Legacy 5 at 106 Court Street. October 11th, 2025, 6 to 10 p.m. They're going to have a bartender. That's good. $25 per person. You get a painted canvas, sip some delightful wines, enjoy some imported beer, try delicious cocktails, have some light snacks, and you can take your masterpiece home at the end of the night. So there are things to do, folks. Tons of things to do around you. You just got to look for them. Cedar Hill Farms. It's that time of the year, baby. The scares start October 4th. That'll be this coming weekend. And I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to this. I enjoy nights like that and stuff like that. 'Tis the season, the holiday season. The fun starts. That whimsical magic, that whimsical feeling is in the air. I was looking at Walmart last night at some of the Christmas stuff because I'm that guy. And they have some of those old whimsical style Christmas ornaments and decorations out, and I love that. So that's cool. And again, that's probably what we're adding to our collection this year. Different stuff like that. I love it. I don't apologize for it either. Just like I don't apologize for my crooked head. I can't unsee it either. Look at that. It's crooked. It's crooked. Yeah. I was born that way. It's not my fault. I don't blame anybody but the doctors who pulled me out. It had to be their fault. It's caused my crooked headedness. Good Lord. It's wild. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Be sure to tune in every morning right here from 8 to 9 as we take you through Undefined Radio's Undefined Voices. Always looking to add more shows, more talent. You'd like to be on the show, let me know. As we get more people on here, we'd love to have you be a special guest. And stay safe out there. Stay safe out there. Be neighborly. Enjoy yourselves. Remember, there's always somebody out there in need of a helping hand. Be sure you're that person who's more than willing to step up and do that. All right, guys? Till next time, this is BD. I'm out.
I don't want to tell them what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood sucking.
Shut up, fool.
There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
You can't handle the truth.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You lose. Good day, sir.